Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be on our beautiful planet. And let there be gratitude for yourself. For no reason. Just give thanks to yourself. Give yourself some credit. Criticism all too often comes faster than some gratitude and some credit. So let there be some credit for you. Tell yourself you're doing okay, or that you're doing great. Like, be a friend to yourself. Kindness towards ourselves helps to open the heart. It helps with embodiment. And it's a subtle way of dissolving the persistent me, myself, I story-making machine. See if you can feel kindness towards yourself right now. Is it just an idea? Oh yeah, kindness is important. Or can you actually feel that tenderness towards your phenomenal self? The energy of kindness. You'll notice that it's soft. Maybe tender. Maybe accepting, allowing, maybe gracious. Just notice the qualities of how kindness towards you shows itself. Stay with the feeling sense and notice where the kindness is coming from that's going towards your personality. Notice if it's me, myself, I that's giving kindness to your personality, to your character. And notice if kindness is flowing from someplace deeper. Just notice what's the origin of the kindness within you right now in this exercise. If there's kindness that's coming from your head, from the me, myself, I, you'll have to justify the kindness. You'll have to give reasons for the kindness because judgment is always in there with the separation making mechanism. So did the kindness, giving yourself a tap on the back for no reason, did it come easily from a feeling place? Or did it originate in another part of the separate self? I can give myself credit for. I can be kind to myself because. Did it have story? And just notice that, huh? What about kindness for its own sake? Tenderness. What about unconditional kindness? Do you know the feeling of that? Does your personality know the feeling of it? Is it able to receive unconditional kindness? Kindness is a beautiful expression from the heart. When it's from the heart, when it's from that deeper place, it's transformative. And it's very important. It's a very important stage towards embodiment of an awakened state. So I'm not talking about, oh yeah, I love myself all the time. I'm like, no. Felt sense, something deeper. It's a quality. It's a quality of kindness, of unconditional, of openness. So just notice if the kindness originated in a place that's deeper, or if it came from the me, myself, I being justified. Linked to cause and effect, needing to be earned, or doing it because Jac advised it. You know, all those kind of stories? Just notice. And be open to the quality of kindness for its own sake, being expressed from what you really are to how you show up here in a human form. Kindness towards others is a secondary thing. It's kindness towards yourself, really. That's where the game changer happens. Today, I'd like to guide us through three steps that are necessary for embodied awakening, necessary for being as clear as we can be. So thankfully, that mind, body, spirit, that phrase is well coined out there. And there are three components. Sure, awakening is essentially for the mind. But we got to bring the body along with us in order to be embodied. And if the heart doesn't open, it's all been an intellectual exercise, and there will always be inner conflict. There will be fear. And so today I'm going to talk us through mind, body, and heart, which is really where spirit comes together. The heart in the awakening process has to do with our emotional capacity. If the heart is fully open, there's no fear anymore. We're not motivated by avoiding trying to feel something. We're not running from anything. We're clear enough to allow that which moves all to inform every moment. We can be present. We're not filtering for our own protection, filtering what we see and how we experience in order to avoid feeling something, experiencing something. With the heart open, all of it is welcome. We're that available. There's no hiding place within ourselves, no compromise. With the mind, the heart, and the body, when these three are cleared, are brought together, which is what I want to do with us today, are brought together. It's like, I want to guide us towards like a clear internal core so that clear internal core can be an expression of fundamental consciousness or pure awareness or presence or emptiness. Alignment with our beingness. So I want to kind of clear them out as best as we can and leave space to run one energy, pure consciousness, pure awareness, through our body, through our emotional center, and through the mind. Okay, that's where I'm going to go with this. So make sure your body's comfortable. Slow down your breathing so that your exhale is a little bit longer than your inhale. Dial it all down. Slower exhale. If you purse your lips, it slows down the same amount of air that you breathed in. It slows down its exhale. See if you can sense that your nervous system is at rest. If there's pain in your body, let that signaling dial down. The signaling of like, oh, there's a big pain there. It's like, let there be rest on that signaling too, of where the nerves are running an idea to your brain that there's pain. That's all that's going on, really. Let that signaling be calm too. Let yourself know that there is safety right now. And if there needs to be some vigilance, it's like, it's okay, mind. It's okay. Part of you is vigilant. That's all right. But most of our attention knows it's safe. Sometimes that's the best we can do, that there's some vigilance, but that most of us knows that we're safe. And if you can totally rest in confident, safety isn't an issue, wonderful. Wonderful. Make sure your face is relaxed. Are your shoulders dropped? Are your hands open? Is your abdomen completely relaxed? Falling into whatever shape it needs to be in order to let go. And your legs down to your feet. Let your ankles feel open and clear. Your feet down to your toes. Just check that there's no clenching, that everything is totally relaxed, totally letting go. You are not this body. Beautiful machine as it is, self-healing mechanism. You use it, you express through it, it helps you to experience, but it's not what you are. A fantastic vehicle in this lifetime, and not what you are. Let your breath go down to your feet. See if you can get a sense of spaciousness in your feet on the inside. Sense of openness, space. Inside your feet. See if you can taste that quality of spaciousness in your calves. Breathe into your calves. Is the quality of spaciousness there too? Let's see if you can breathe into your thighs, and is there a spaciousness there? Breathe in spaciousness. What we're doing here is linking a quality of the non-dual into your body. Quality of spaciousness inside your thighs. Your lower abdomen from your hips down to the tops of your thighs. Can you breathe spaciousness in there? The quality of spaciousness. Moving up to the middle of your torso, your abdomen area, where a lot of processing happens, a lot of digesting on all levels. Can you breathe spaciousness into your abdomen area? So this would also be the middle of your back. Is there a sense of spaciousness there too? And your chest area. Can you breathe in a quality of spaciousness, expansion, open on the inside? Open on the inside. Don't fall asleep. Let's go to your hands, your fingers. Can you breathe spaciousness? Can the quality of spaciousness show up in your hands? Try not to check out. Stay with me. Quality of spaciousness in the palms of your hands. Quality of spaciousness in each of your fingers. Your lower arms. Is there a sense of spaciousness? Upper arms and shoulders. Stay with it. Can you dial into the quality of spaciousness? Is your neck open and spacious? Come up to your head. The beautiful headquarters. Is there a sense of spaciousness inside your head? If you're able to do this, well done, because you're marrying spaciousness, which is the very first concept, that open emptiness. It's where awareness is aware of itself, that sense of spaciousness beyond the phenomena. And you're marrying that with an awareness of your physical body. This wiring is very useful. For living from an awakened position. So let's focus between our ears. Try to find a midpoint between your ears. We're going to let go all that happens in there between your ears. Your ability to perceive, to speak, to move your body, to heal the body, all the signaling that happens in your brain. Your brain itself, its capacity to be observed, your ability to use your brain in different ways so that you can see it, support it. I want you to authentically let go of your brain. Everything that's between your ears, can you let it go? Every story that gets created, that every picture that gets presented, every daytime dream, every nighttime dream, every articulation of an opinion, every experience that's registered in your memory. And the brain part that keeps generating these stories, these experiences. Can you let it go? it will stop dying. It will stop functioning when your body dies. In the same way, can you let it go now? This brain will die. This mind will stop. Can you genuinely let it go right now? No attachment at all to the huge gift of experiencing that it gives you. That brain will die. It might stop working before it dies, partially, completely. It might work very ineffectively before it dies. And it will die. It will die. Make sure there's no attachment to it. Notice what you're feeling right now. Let it go with grace, with love. A natural falling away, like a leaf coming off in the autumn, coming off a branch in the autumn. Let it go. Your story-making mechanism, that which has enabled you to believe that you are living a human life. That story will end. Let it go now. Let it go now. You don't have to wait for physical death, because that will surely happen. Let it go now. Every memory, every aptitude, every project, every plan that you might have for your future, let it go now. Let death come. Let it go now. And moving down to the emotional center. Come down to the heart. All of the chest area. Your upper back. Your heart center. Your emotional center. Every story that has an emotion attached to it. From joy to shame, from laughter to guilt, fear, your capacity to feel emotions. These too will die. See if you're attached to your emotional capacity right now. Are you attached to any feeling experience? Attachment might show up of, I want to feel more of happiness, or I've never felt love. I want to have that experience. Just notice any emotion that you might want more of. That's attachment. Attachment, you know, that grasping, that I want, any story will do. And it might feel that what you want more of is unique to you and a must have. And you can be sure that that same attachment is being experienced by many people here right now in this group, each believing that what we want more of is justifiable and right. And it's just the energy of attachment. If this moment marks the quota of what you will feel, let it be here. Let it be done right now. The personal bank of feeling, of all emotions, let it be done. Let it go. That means letting go your memory bank, your database, your capacity to feel, being drawn towards some emotions, away from others, pockets of emotion that kind of are your familiar go-to. Yeah, I go to that story a lot. I go to that feeling a lot. Let it go. Let your breath empty it out. Empty out your heart center of emotions that have to do with stories. Can spaciousness come in here? Can emptiness come into your heart center? Attachment to your children. Someday that attachment will be severed. Let it happen now. See what happens if you let go. Let go. See if your emotional center can feel free and open. Is emptiness an okay word in there? Or does emptiness crank up something negative? Be honest with yourself. Is your heart center? Is your emotional center? Is it open, clear? Letting go the story, the felt story of you. The emotional experiences that were your life, that are your life. Let them go. Let death come to that capacity right now. Let go. Notice if you're justifying. Notice if you're not kind of with the game plan here. Just notice the resistance. In however way it shows up, notice the resistance. Notice wanting to push away death. Most people do, but they think it's for some other reason because the mind is very cute. It's very clever. And let's move down to just below your navel, the dantian, the hara, just below your navel. And in here is where we embody, we ground, when we're connected with it, we're very present. We're here. We're not using emptiness to deny, to avoid what might be hanging out in our heart or in our mind. Come right down to the embodied place. Place your attention below your navel. And here, can you let go of your physical body? Because it's the place of embodiment. It's like an energetic place of where awakening gets embodied. And it allows freedom and the spontaneous expression of beingness. Only when this center is open and clear can we embody an awakening. But it takes an open emotional center, an open heart, and it takes a mind that is being present and not full of me, myself, I stories. When the three of them together, it's like we have a central core, like a chute, a pipeline, where all of us are aligned with the perspective of beingness. And so attachment to our physical body is what you're going to find beneath your navel that blocks embodiment. Take a moment to really find out, is it known that this body will die? Your heart will stop, rigor mortis will kick in. This body will die. From your lower abdomen, can you say yes to that? Do not bring in your head. From your lower abdomen, is your body aligned with knowing that it will die? Or is your body running a story of denial? Breathe into your lower abdomen. Find out if you can let go of the body in there, from in there. Not from your head, not from your heart, from the body itself. Is it known at a cellular level? Yes. This will die. Notice if there's any resistance at all to this. Notice if you're making any excuses at all. Every excuse is kind of bullshit. It's just another clever way of pushing this away. Go there, go there, go there. You have the support right now. Go there. Go there. Bring your body into the place of recognizing its impermanence. You might be able to choose your own exit, but you mightn't. It might just spring up on you before you know. Is there a yes to death of the physical body? In that lower abdomen place, let go. Let go of your body. Let go of any attachment to it. Okay. I want you to visualize a clear glass tube that runs up your torso. And that dantian, that second chakra place, that lower abdomen energy center, to feel the place of embodiment clear and open and in alignment within a clear glass tube. The clear glass tube runs right up to your head. In the heart center area, your emotional capacity. Is it clear, crystal clear? Look down again at the place of embodiment. Is the lower center of energy clear, open? No personal agenda, no thought. Empty, space, open, no control, no desire to control. Exquisite space. Still, stillness. Glistening light. From the second chakra, lower abdomen, that place. The same glistening light in a clear emotional center. Just do a quick audit to see, is there any fear of death? Fear of completely letting go that's still hiding there? Feel the absence of fear. Feel it. Don't bring your head in. That heart center, that emotional center is all about the felt sense. And that glass clear tube goes up to your head, where the mind is empty, where there is no attachment. Clear mind, clear heart, connected to the body in a clean way. See if that glass tube of light inside you, see if it resonates. Clear mind, clear emotional center, clear lower abdomen, fully in your body. I've taken an energetic angle on this, unbeknownst to myself. I've taken an energetic angle on this. And if energy makes sense to you, and if visualization makes sense to you, you can work with this, especially till we meet next week. Work with this to like, is my body, my emotional center, and my mind, are they clear and are they aligned? If they're all emptied out, you will have an abiding awakening that is manifestation of your divine essence with no personal agenda. And so it might be useful, if energy makes sense to you, to check in. Okay, clear glass tube, my embodiment center beneath your navel, my emotional heart center, where the pieces come together, where the heart opens, which has to happen with an embodied awakening. But then I want to bring it into the body to make sure there's no attachment to the body going on. That's why it's got to go beneath the heart. And is the mind clear of its own agenda? Being present in this moment is all that is of interest to it. That it goes into memory in order to help support the present functioning of the moment, but never into memory just because it's chewing the cud, you know? Never going into emotion just because you've opted out of being present. You see the clarity of that alignment? Awakening requires that kind of internal absence of conflict. There will be conflict if the mind and the heart aren't emptied out and free of attachments and patterns. Are you able to feel clear from your crown chakra right down to your base chakra? Is there that clear glass tube? Are you empty inside? Is there that spaciousness inside? Okay. Fundamental consciousness shows up, like pure consciousness is unobstructed. When we are in our bodies, the emotional center is open and empty, and our mind is present. It's just available to function as is needed. And, you know, wanting this experience for your phenomenal life is the antithesis of allowing and accepting death, you know? You can't kind of turn it to make your, oh, that'd be great if I was like that at work. That'd be great if it's like, you can't take anything with you. The death of the person alive really is a death. Really. There is no better or worse. There is simply pure awareness showing up through your form. And so all striving stops. Yes, the extremes of emotions are registered in a different way, and they don't stick, they leave no trace. Is your heart open with a sense of spaciousness. Whether the movement of the clear tube is downward or upward, doesn't matter. Those three centers are what matters. The mind up at the top, the body at the lower one, and then the heart opens. The heart is empty and clear. So we've got mind, body, spirit, fundamental consciousness, pure consciousness. It's available. You're not distracted by thoughts, by emotions. You're in your body with it. There will be no conflict, none at all, in your experience. Living from the clarity and the emptying out of these three zones. Just going to go to the chat box. Jac, what do we need the glass tube for? There is emptiness and luminosity there, more than ever before in the space of the body. Beautiful. So the idea of the glass tube came in as I was talking, as most things kind of do. If it's relevant for somebody to have like a container, what I'm looking for, I suppose, with the glass tube is that alignment feeling. There's a vertical alignment. It's like your core. Your core, we talk about the core like when you do yoga or having a strong core, and we sit upright and we sit upright because of Kundalini, allowing Kundalini to flow, for example. And there's a lot about kind of sitting upright, and maybe there's something in it, that the alignment of these three centers give us that uprightness. There is no wobbly conflict, no kind of spaghetti, floppiness of where we can be at the whim and hypnotized by our emotions, by our thoughts, by circumstances. And I suppose the glass tube is to give a framework for the verticality of clear mind, clear emotional center, right relationship with the body. In the body, fully here. No denial of the body's mortality. Okay. The harmonious relationship between the three centers that form a triunity, known as the central channel in Taoist alchemy and also in acupuncture. Well, it kind of came from the ethers through this one today. So I really enjoy when somebody from another area gives some scholarly input where it lines up, because I just listen. And it's like, oh, this exists in all these other traditions. Of course it does. And so if somebody is familiar with acupuncture, if somebody is familiar with Taoist alchemy, yes, let these things line up. I don't want to be giving something, a new layer of concepts. I'm glad that I'm unconsciously drawing from maybe something I knew on another lifetime. I have no idea. I just want to be present, be awake as I can be as much in this body as I can be, and be brutally honest about that process within myself. And my personality gets a giggle when, oh, yes, this is already out there in another modality. Wonderful, wonderful. Because the ancientness of those lineages support us all. So whatever language works for you, please work with this. Please work with it. Please work with it. Rather than, oh, I've kind of had my hour on Sunday with Jac. I'm fine now for a while. You're naturally going to feel better for a while. Build on it, huh? Build on it. Just check in. Is my emotional center clear? Is my heart present? Like, see if you can feel that central channel. See if you can feel that. What your core is like in an embodied awakening. Activate it. Bring it into your awareness. Okay. Please describe again what experience is like after death. I'm going to jump to one just below. For me, the fragility of the glass made it fragile. Wow. For me, the glass is like an inch thick. It's like 2 centimeters thick. This like tempered, unbreakable, bulletproof, you know, well, not bulletproof, but you know, that concept doesn't even come into it, but like absolutely clear and unbreakable. It's funny, isn't it? So whatever works for you, Alexandra. Okay, Patrick, describe again what experience is like after death. You see, the experience after death, what I'm trying to do here, I'm really glad you asked this. I've got 1 minute. I'm going to go for it. The experience after death, if there is an embodied awakening, it's not a personal experience. It's not a personal experience. The emptiness, the spaciousness, the letting go there, regardless of whether the body is alive or not. Go there now. If there is attachment to the body, then there'll be a phenomenal story about, well, your consciousness moves on and whatever is unresolved will create karma and that will impact on your next incarnation. Oh, that's going to set up a me, myself, I. I'm saying, come on, guys, come on. Embodied awakening. Now, if the body dies or not, this tube of light doesn't need the body. The body can die. It does not change. Now, there's no personal experience in it. You can make a personal experience out of it if you run with this as an exercise during the week. You can make a personal experience about it, but you know what you're doing. You know that you're bringing it here into this phenomenal movie-making place. I want you to take that giant leap so that you recognize for yourself, wow, this internal alignment of embodied still awakening. The body can die, and this is all there is. I want you to see that for yourself, Patrick, to see it. I want you to be able to recognize that. And because then there's total freedom from the body dying or not. And there's no residue that ties you into another incarnation. You see, the embodied awakening doesn't require another body. So there's no personal experience of after death. Recognizing that the tube of light and how it shows up creates the me story. And, you know, when I'm asleep or when the body dies, that part of that layering of extra story doesn't happen. Like, no biggie, really no biggie. Nothing is touched. That internal spaciousness, untouched. Okay. That was a big lump of teaching in the last 3 minutes, but you'll get this audio and you can re-listen to that part. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. There was an accidental falling into nothing or all after. Yeah, kind of is an accidental falling into nothing. Yeah, and just notice there's impatience there, there's pushing against it there, there's good enough, trying to make it okay for myself. Hey, come back in, empty mind, open heart, clear it all out in the body. That simple. Then the impatience and the good enough, all of the other distractions, oh yeah, that's in the story-making mechanism. Empty mind, it gets dropped. The feeling of impatience gets dropped. Okay. Blessings to you all. My apologies, I'm 3 minutes over. Huge love. Grace talking to Grace about grace. There ain't nothing else going on here. Catch you downriver.